Hello, welcome to Lecture 2. So for Lecture 2, we're going to model structure. So in modeling STAAD, we have three different methods. First is using the grid lines. So you can see it under geometry. So this is for grid lines. Second method is using the structure wizard. So this is the structure wizard. And the third method is using repeat commands. So for lecture 2, we're going to model using grid lines. Okay, so for modeling using grid lines, make sure that you click on the whole structure first, then click the grids here. So under grids, we have beam grid, triangular plate grid, and quad plate grid, but we will be using beam grid. Okay, so click beam grid. Okay, so automatically when you select beam grid, STAAD has a default grid which is the linear. So this is the default grid of STAAD. But we can also create our own grid depending on the plan that we have. Okay, so to unselect this default grid of STAAD, just uncheck default grid linear. Okay, okay, so then we can now create our own grid line. So just click create. Then for creating grid lines, we have three different types. We have the linear, where the spacing of grid lines are equal. We also have radial, if you want to have a circular grid lines. And the third one is the irregular, when the spacing of the grid lines are not equal. Okay, so we have here a sample for 3-story. So this is a 3-story school buildings, which is a 6 classroom. This is based on the PWH. Okay, so these are the standard plans for school building. Okay, so this is the plan that we're going to use in this modeling. Okay, so here what we're going to use for the grid lines is irregular, since as you can see in this plan, the distances from grid to grid are not equal. So from grid 1 to grid 5, the distances are equal, but as you can see in grid 5 to grid 6, the distance became 4.7, so therefore it cannot be linear. Okay, for grid A to B, we have 7 meters, and from grid B to C, we have 2.5. So therefore, if we're going to model this, we have to use the irregular grid. Okay, so click irregular. So when we click irregular, we have to indicate a certain name. Okay, so for example, we have the ground floor grid. Okay, so the origin of ground floor is at 0x, 0y, and 0z. Okay, so for the plane, we have the x and z. Since y is vertical, so our plane is at x and z. For the angle of plane, since we're not going to rotate our plane, it remains at 0. So the relative grid line distances depends on your plan. Okay, so this is along x. So if we go back to our plan, this is the x, positive x, and this is the positive y. Okay, so first we're going to input 4.5. Then to separate the different distances, just use the space bar. Then let's proceed to the distance from grid 2 to 3, which is also 4.5. Space bar. Distance from 3 to 4 is 4.5. Space bar. Distance from 4 to 5 is 4.5. Space bar. And lastly, the distance for grid 5 to 6 is 4.7. Okay, so these are the different grid line distances along X. So for grid line distances along Z, so sorry, this is Z. Okay, so for grid line A to B, we have 7 meters. Then use spacebar to separate the distances. And for grid line B to C, we have 2.5. Okay, now that we input the different grid line distances for X and Z, just click OK. Okay. So now we have the ground floor grid, which is in irregular, but we cannot see it in this window. So we have to check the ground floor grid. Okay. So now this is our grid line for the ground floor. Okay. So this is in isometric view. So we can have the top view in the view menu. Then we have here. So we can have the isometric view, top view, bottom view, left view, front view, right view, and back view. So now we click the top view to view the top of the grid line. Okay, so once we created the ground floor grid line, we are now ready to create beams. Okay, so I'll just put this floating window for grid lines at the left side, and so that we can see the nodes and the beams at the right side. Okay, so if we want to create a beam out of this grid line, make sure that the snap node or beam is on. Okay, how can you know that it is on when it is highlighted in blue? Okay, so if we click this, as you can see, we cannot snap at any point at the grid line. Okay, if I place my cursor here, I cannot snap anything. Okay, so if I click the snap button or beam, okay, so once I place my cursor, I now have the snap at different nodes. Okay, so now let's create the beam. So starting at the leftmost, so if we are creating or modeling in STAAD, it is a standard practice to model it uh, to the positive X and the positive Z. So for example, we're going to create a beam along X. Okay, so this is the positive X. So therefore, when we're creating beam, this along positive X. So for example, here to grid line 2, to grid line 3, to grid line 4, to grid line 5, and to grid line 6. Okay, so let's do this instead. So I'll just click the leftmost node. Then, okay, so automatically it will proceed to the nearest node. Okay, so I'll click here at 4.5, then click again at 9, then click again at 13.5, 18, and 22.7. As you can see, as I click to the different nodes, the different beams are also created. So at this table, we can see the different beams that are created, and these are the nodes that are created. Okay. So now we want to create a beam for the along grid line B. So here to the positive X. Okay. Okay. But at this point, how can we start again at node here at the leftmost along grid line B? So what we're going to do is that we can hold control. So as I hold control, okay, now what we can now start again at the leftmost and the along grid line B. So I'm still holding control now. So click at 7. Now release the control button. Then you can now create again along grid line B to the positive X. Okay, so hold control. Start again at the leftmost. Click. Then you can now create again beams. So one technique also is if you don't want to hold the control, just click the snap node or beam. So it will not snap to the nearest nodes. So if next is we're going to create beams along the horizon, along z-axis. So again, it is a common practice that we create beam to the positive z. So from grid A to grid B, then to grid C. Okay, so again, from grid A to grid B to grid C, grid A to grid B to grid C. Okay, so we're going to use it or to uh, do it here in STAAD. So again, click the snap button or beam, starting from the topmost to the bottom, along to the positive Z. Okay, so this is the axis. So we can now see that we are now modeling to the positive Z. So from the topmost node, okay, now hold control, okay, hold control again, hold control, then after you click, you can now release the control button. Then let's do that to the remaining grid lines. Okay, so now we cover the entire grid lines with beams. So we can now click again the snap node or beam. So if we're going to uncheck the ground floor grid, we can now see the different beams that we created from or on the ground floor. Okay, so if we look at the isometric view, so this is the isometric view under view button, we can now see the grid lines along ground floor. Next, what if we want to create a grid line to the second floor? Okay, so it is very common for uh, building to have a similar location of columns. Okay, so what we will do is to create again. So for grid line, create, oh sorry, edit pala. So for ground floor grid, we have edit. Then instead of origin is at 0, 0, 0, since our second floor is at 3.2 meters. So for our y, we're going to input 3.2. Okay, so then now click OK. Okay, so your grid is now moved to the floor, second floor. Okay, so again, we can now create beams using the same technique that we use. But for this lecture, we're going to create a column. Okay, so for the column, how can we create a column? So we can click again the snap node or beam, but how can we create it from the ground floor? So it is very important that you click the snap to existing nodes too. So when we do that, we can do a snap here. Sorry, let's proceed with the foundation so that you can see the support or the from the foundation to the ground floor first. So instead of 3.2, let's have negative 1.5. Okay, so okay. So you can see that your grid line moved to negative 1.5. So from here, we can now create a column from 0 to top. Okay, so again, you may use hold control, hold control. Okay, okay, so again, you may click the snap node or pin to stop. Okay, so here we have now the model from the foundation or the top of the foundation to the ground floor. And if you want to create again a column for second floor, column or beam, you can edit the ground floor beam, edit, and instead of by negative 1.5, we can have the 3.2 for the second floor, then click OK. So as you can see, your grid lines moved. Then you can now create again columns or beams for second floor. Just make sure to check the snap to existing nodes too and the snap node bottom. So here we can create columns from ground floor to second floor, and we can also create beams. Okay, so this will be the end of lecture 2, and you may continue your modeling using grid lines. Thank you.